Welcome to the Not Superheroes Gets Dads podcast. No, we can't fly. No, we can't shoot lasers or pick up giant buildings. But what we can do is help set the foundations for our families, be present for our kids, and combat generational cycles. On this podcast, we dive into everything dad related, from the struggles we deal with as fathers to what our favorite thing in the barbecue is. Hello, I'm Sean Laurie. I hope you guys are doing great today. I appreciate you guys. The support. Like always, guys. I always want to make sure I give you guys your flowers as well, just for the messages and the calls and all that. If it's your first time, make sure you like, listen, subscribe, share, tell a friend. Appreciate the support for sure. Today, guys, I actually have this. I guess what you be considered a YN, as they say, right? Right, but now I got a good friend of mine. Um, Man, I thought it would be perfect to have him on because, you know, uh, like many of us, we're always dealing with different transitions and things like that. So to have my boy De'Angelo on is pretty dope. How you doing today, bro?
Man, I'm doing good, but can't complain, man.
Can't complain, man. That's good, man. So, um, one I know. Well, no, the people don't know this about you, but you're originally from Florida, or some might not know. You're originally from Florida,
Right.
and you came out here to San Antonio like me, right? And so, as we talk about transitions, actually, let me rewind. Let me rewind that because I also like to do an icebreaker too. See, that's where I messed up. So my icebreaker is going to be, bro, because you are a Laker fan. But you're also from Florida, which is crazy how that happened. So I want to ask you, why are you a Laker fan, not a Heat fan, or Orlando Magic fan?
Now culture wise, I'm still a Miami Heat fan. But
Okay.
for the most part, I just like me playing the game. I fell in love with the actual game. So it's like LeBron being that. It's like the Jordan in the back then era. Like if you ain't like Jordan, you was hating. So it's like when LeBron James, like I love his game. I love like what he bring to the game. I love what he brought. Some of the things like as in inspiring players to like play longevity. That's what I love. Like to play the game right. That's what I love. But for the most part, I'm still a Miami Heat fan. But I don't know. Now we got Luca. No, I might officially turn over to a Laker fan, man.
Well, people right now ain't from Florida mad at you. Like, what are you doing, bro? You forgot about us? Like,
We got a lot of things going on in Florida right now, man. We gotta straighten it up. Shout out to the Gators, man. They won, but we gotta do better in Florida, man.
you got to. so, so okay. Now, with that being said, now let me go forward and ask you, what was the biggest reason, bro, from because that's a big move from
Yeah.
Florida to San Antonio. Not only I think you said you drove there too, but not only just traveling, but also just culture shock, right? Like it's two different type of cultures. So, like, what I guess what was the reason? What was the reason for that move in the first place?
Um. Well, like the main reason was like safety for my kids. Like
Mm,
everywhere you go is problems, but like it's nothing like you being somewhere where you from. Everybody's gonna hate on you. You can't move away. You can't act a certain way because
mm,
I already have a persona, and I don't want my kids to have to like pick up that same persona. Like, okay, I got to be like my dad. Everything everybody I hear, I got to be like my dad. Like, no, I want you to go in a fresh place where they don't know your dad for this. They don't know your dad for all the crazy stuff. They know your dad for being an outstanding worker, providing for his family. Like that's what I want him to know, and I want to be the one to be able to tell him these things, and not somebody else. So
mm.
I was like that. That was like the main thing. Him being down there, he gonna hear from my friends, people that ain't seen me in a while that realize he my son. Oh wow, your dad is. I don't want that. Nah,
Got you.
have your
So
own Mitch.
no, no. I was just gonna ask you then, bro. So what did like a typical when you was in Florida? What did a typical you could say, I guess, before your kids and even
Mhm.
after your kids. What did a typical day look like in Florida compared to now?
typical day, me chilling with my friends, doing anything to make money. Like
Mm.
we gonna get the money. We going cause we got habits. So
Yeah.
I gotta support my habit. So now from there, supporting my habits. All right, now I get greedy.
Mm.
See, now I got friends right now as y'all speak. Locked up for life right now. Like
Mm.
just simple stuff like that. Like just being a kid without having support. Being a
Mm.
kid without having like I have structure, yeah, for my mom, but there's only so much my mom could do. There's only so much that a female could do for a male. So it's like
Yeah.
I was just out there being wild, man. Any chance. I was living the age of 20 when I felt like 12, 14, trying to live fast. So it's like that. I just don't want that for my kids. I want my child to actually
Yeah.
have a chance to be a kid.
I like that, bro. So then, like for, because like you said, your mom obviously she did an amazing job, did what she could, and continues to be amazing. I'm sure for you. Like, but so was it one of those things? Your dad wasn't really like a present like that, or was it one of those things where you were like more so looking up to the homies, or how did that kind of? Because like you said, you was 12, already kind of living like you 21, which
Right.
depending on the dynamics, that's just what you had to do. Honestly, I look at it like that's also survival mode. You know what I mean? Like you in survival mode. Like if you didn't act the way you might have acted, you might not have been able to last. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
It was more so like, my dad was there for the first 5 years.
Okay.
My dad was abusive towards my mom.
Mm,
But within that, I didn't know my dad had he had schizophrenic. He was schizophrenic.
okay.
So him going through that, being bipolar and everything. I didn't know that was the reason why he left, but now, getting older, found out that was the reason why he wasn't able to be present and be around. Then
Mm,
my dad got deported back to Haiti.
wow.
So all that going on around, I didn't see my dad. And when I did have a chance to see my dad again, it was before he got deported. They ended up deporting him.
Mm,
So now the only thing I know is my dad being a hard worker, doing what he have to do. Then after that, my dad is my older brother. From my
mm,
older brother being growing up, by the age of I was 14, my older brother got sentenced to in prison,
mm,
and he did 7 years, 8 years. And after that, it was just me. I got my mama, I got my sister, all my uncles. They was already grown up, left
mm,
Miami. My other uncle was in the Navy, and I was just living with my grandparents. So it was just honestly just me. And then my dad left a whole bunch of money that he owed in debt since they was married. My mama had to pay it.
mm.
So garnishing wages only left her with $150, $180 every check.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so
So then with that, so because I'm looking at like all the different transitions, basically too, right? Because I'm like, dang, you had your dad for a little bit, then you didn't have your dad, then you had your brother, but then your brother got in his situation, so it's like constant, constant movement, bro. Like
yeah.
honestly, right? Like I'm looking at that like, dang, that's crazy. So then, like, was it easier or I guess hard then to make that transition from Florida to San Antonio? Because I'm thinking about like, was that kind of strainful on you, maybe emotionally or mentally, shoot, or even spiritually, right? Where you just like, dang, this is what I know, and at the same time, my mom's out here. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like at the end of the day, it's like my mom can like everyone else might be kind of going here and there, but like moms know I'm here. You know what I'm saying? So like, yeah, bro. Like how did you handle that?
It was, I ain't gonna lie, honestly, it was hard. It got real hard because further just going off from family, I ended up gaining real friends. I understand a lot of people don't have real friends. I have real friends, and I clinged on to them because I have abandonment issues. Felt like I went through so much loopholes. I'm just not even loopholes, but loops. Like
Mm,
it was been times where I left. I remember I went to go try to live with my uncle in Palaca. I went to military school in Palaca. I could end up staying there. My uncle in Georgia wanted me to stay over there. I felt like it was ready. I feel like I was like at the point in time like I had many opportunities to get away, and I
Mm,
came back and I fell in the same hole. So like for me, it was like when I had the opportunity, it was just like, nah, I'm not gonna waste it this time. Whatever happened, if I fail, I'd rather fail and just come back home than
mm,
rather saying, oh man, I had an opportunity, I ain't take it again, and
mm.
now I'm in the same position again. So it was straightforward for me. Like everything else was second.
Bro, the fact that you have that mindset though, I think is dope because I think so many times people are afraid to explore, right? Most people don't even leave their zip code. Like, I'm not talking about travel. I'm talking about like ever like move, leave. Like everything's right here, so I'm gonna just stay here,
Right,
right? Um, and so the fact that you understand that already, such a young age, like yo, I can go over here. If it don't work out, home is still available. You know what I mean? If it gets that bad, like I can always leave and just head back to what I know, right? And
right,
so I think that's where when we take those I don't even want to say risk, but when we do those unknown choices at times, right? But we know like the benefit of it's going to be so much greater, right? If it succeeds, I think a lot of times that's when we can see God move too. To be honest, bro, it's because it's like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, dang, like it's sink or swim, like literally. Like I can't call the homie up, I can't call my uncle, I can't, you know what I mean? It's like I gotta figure this out. And so for you to already have that mindset, bro, is crazy to me. And so I want to ask you as well, man. Like, one, I guess it's a two-part question. One, how did you feel, or what went through your mind when you first found out you was going to be a dad, right? And then how has you being a father changed the way you look at life, right? And I'm saying all these different things because I'm like, just all these different parts that was like different transitions, bro, that were like huge parts. On top of that, not only that's a whole nother, you don't have to answer this part as well, but I'm just looking at like, your lady, your sons, and y'all all moving to a whole nother state, right? So that's a
right.
whole nother crazy thing as well. But to go back to what I was saying, like, I guess what was your mindset? What was you thinking when you first found out you was going to be a dad, bro? And then how has that helped you look at life, or what? I guess how do you look at life now?
Um, for me, the way I was thinking when I first was having them to how I think now is two different mindsets. When I first found out I was having a child in general, first mindset was I gotta get more money.
Mm,
And I that was me thinking of that's all I knew. That's all I knew. We gotta go get some money. So it's like I gotta get more money. I gotta put my child in a certain state as just where whatever you want, daddy can give you.
mm,
To how I am now, just like none of that matters. That's what I'm realizing. It's not about giving them everything and having all the money. It's like even if I would have that money, I would still make them. Hey, you gotta work for it. You gotta learn how to get it.
mm,
Because if I sit there and teach them things that, like, if I sit there and teach them everything that I didn't do, that's like, that's not fair to them. Like, okay, now daddy was put in a position where or he had to grind for it every day without no help. I'm not gonna teach my son how to be a spoon fed person.
mm,
You feel what I'm saying? Like that'd be wrong of me to do that. Nah. I'm gonna teach you how to be a grinder, but I'm gonna teach you, bro. The difference between me and you got cushion. You
mm,
got cushion where, all right, I actually can help you. Yeah, my family could help me, but financially, my family couldn't help me. My
mm.
family could help me because everybody was going through the same thing.
Yeah.
Everybody was going through some type of loss. Everybody had abandonment issues. So, hey, bro, you just gotta relax, man. Go play sports. Get your mind off it. That's
Mm,
what I had, like at home. But other than that, like I make sure my son just have like cushion, and that's what I want to teach him. Just
mm.
having cushion and everything.
That's
But
crazy,
that's
bro.
how. But that's how I felt when they first. That's why I said two different mindsets. I thought
Mm,
materialistic in the beginning. Then when my son actually came, I realized none of that matters.
mm. So did you put like extra pressure on yourself then too, just being
Yeah.
such a young father, right? Or maybe even you put pressure on your lady, right? Not even trying to, but and if so, what was some of that pressure? I guess you kind of did put on yourself at that time.
Well, I took for some like for me, I was. I'm raised men supposed to do everything. Make sure everything's straight, regardless of if the female working or not. Make sure everything's straight. I'm blessed that my wife actually has a good job or whatever. But when we was down there, I was telling her I got everything. I was working all the way in like Hialeah, driving all the way to Coral Springs to lay my head, or just with her, just because I want to be with her, comfort her. That's
Yeah.
like right there. That's like an hour drive right there.
Damn.
I'm doing that every day.
Dang.
Just to make sure. Oh, you good? You good? All right. I'm pulling 12-hour shifts every day just to make sure like we got food on the table. My hours only supposed to be 40. I'm clocking in probably 56 to 60 hours on my
Mm,
on my paycheck. So it's just like stuff like that. I was just going hard. Plus, while I'm on my days off, I'm jigging. I'm trying to make more money. Like I'm not stopping. I'm literally. That's why I had the rental business. I had a car rental business while I was working, and I was still jigging and
sheesh.
literally. So that I just put everything on me, and I think that was my like overwhelming state when I crashed. When I did crash,
Mm,
that's when I understood like this materialistic thing is just it's not real. I don't want to feed my son materialistic things like
mm.
uh
No, but the fact that you was able to, I look at it like, bro, like, unfortunately, obviously, we hate when we crash out, but it's one of those things that's needed at times, right? Because hopefully, it's a wake up call, and I feel like it was a wake up call for you, and it was to the
yeah,
point where it was early enough for you to catch it, where you could be like, you know what, let me just chill out with my family, like, just watch a movie or something, right?
mm,
Like and they love that much more than me getting them brand new shoes, right? Like, yes, they love the shoes, of course, but like I say all the time, I don't remember most of the stuff I got for Christmas, but I do remember like the memories I have. You know what I mean? Like those things stay much longer than that bike that you really cared about at 6 years old, but then you could care less
right.
about riding a bike at 15. Like, well, I don't care about no bike. You know
That
what I mean? I'm
bike
trying to
gone
get
in
my
2 years.
license or whatever.
No, for
Well,
real.
so um now I wanted to ask you too, bro, like because for people that don't know, you're very talented when it comes to this music as well. So tell me a little bit, bro, about like your passion for music and when did it start? Um and what does it I guess what does that music do for you today? Like is it one of those things that's kind of therapy for you at times too when
Yeah.
you have those moments when you're about to crash out?
Um. Well, when my dad was present, instead of my dad buying furniture for the living room, my dad bought a whole set of music. So he had a whole band set:
Mm,
drums, piano, guitar, everything, saxophone, like that. So every morning, like I probably like mentally fully don't remember, like, but all I know every morning, like after he left, we still had that drum set. We still had
mm,
everything. So like that's all I seen, and that was really like one of the biggest memories like I can remember with him. Like him always on the bongos, like he to the point he took the bongos to the church that we was at,
mm.
and he used to play for the church. So after he ended up leaving, I ended up playing for the church, playing on the bongos just like him. After that, I ended up singing, and
Mm,
church really like after like him and church really got me into like music, me singing in church and me playing the bongo just because he was playing in church. Like yeah, that's where it really like took me in. Therapeutic wise, like it helps me a lot. It helps me a lot.
so, bro, I love it, man. So, like, is that some? I'm assuming that's something you're really passionate about. Something like that's a dream of yours. Is that fair to say?
I'm not gonna lie, it was a dream for me at one point, but then end up like when I end up dead, like well, my bad. When I end up getting to where I wanted to faster than I expected,
Mm,
I end up seeing a lot faster. So a lot of people, and what I realize is when they grind, you grind, 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 and you finally get where you get to, but then you realize the extra stuff you have to do, you end up telling yourself, I worked this hard. I'm gonna do it.
mm,
I'm gonna go the extra whatever I gotta do. For me, my first song, actually did a lot of numbers where it got recognized by Kodak Black, Jack Boy. From there, it was a lot of stuff I was already seeing like transpiring. It was just like, no, I don't want to be in that light for that. I don't want to be in a light for, okay, I'm just a hood street kid. Somebody want to sign somebody, then something happened to you. Somebody own your music. Like I was already realizing what was going on, and it wasn't with them, but from being in touch with them, and now I got a whole bunch of other people hitting me up, sending me fake applications. I mean, fake yeah, like what it's called, fake like
Messages or something.
yeah, they fake like sending like fake emails basically for me to sign my artist name over and
Oh,
stuff
like
like that.
contracts and stuff.
Yeah, contracts. So like when I started seeing all of that and stuff like that, I was just like, nah, I'm gonna just fall back. Then my son came like right after that, so my mind automatically went from it's not about me no more. It's about
Mm,
him. And then from
mm,
there, that's why I just slowed down with music. I just yeah, it took a big break.
mm. So, um, I know we talked about that is something you've been thinking about as well. Like, do you ever? How should I put this? Do you ever feel like your job and what you're doing and different things like that is like more so for survival mode, while your music feels more so like your calling? Or is it one of those things where it's like, no, music is just more so of a habit and I'm good where I'm at now?
I feel like it's a little bit of both, cause it's like
Mm,
if I do my music, regardless of the matter, it's gonna take time out of my kids' hands. All right. One thing my brother told me when he came out, he was like, bro, if I ain't tell you nothing, I'm gonna tell you this. It's not about you no more. So the amount of work that I have to do for my music, for me, it'll be selfish of me because like that same amount of work I could be putting into my kids for
mm,
whatever they need.
true.
So me spending $400 or $500 on a video, that $400 or $500 could have been for them for school. That $400 or $500 could have been for rent. For the it could have been for anything, and that's just how I think with everything. Like
Yeah.
I always regret stuff like you never ate something, you never like ate half of something, you throw it away, right? And then later on you get hungry, and you be like, man, why did I throw that away? Like I could have ate that. Like I don't know. I ask myself a lot of questions since I was a kid. I always ask myself questions like little stuff like that. I ask myself like, so why did you throw it away?
Mm,
Cause I ain't want it at the time. Oh, so you ain't want it at the time. All right. So why you ain't save it? Cause I ain't know I
mm,
was gonna be hungry. All right. So I start answering stuff like that. So it's
yeah.
like I start answering myself. Is this video important right now? Yeah, it gets you booming. Do I care about being booming? No. It's because it's not about me no more.
Yeah.
It's about my kids. Yeah,
Mm,
me being famous and all, that wouldn't change me. But only thing it'll do is make it harder because now I gotta work on somebody else's time. Because it's bigger the money, the more work you gotta do. The bigger the money, the more strict they are.
yeah.
So now I wanna go to my son's birthday. No, you can't go. You gotta go do your show over here you already booked for.
Yeah.
Nah, man, I'm not trying to. It's just I already know like things gonna be like that. And I don't wanna
Yeah.
jeopardize everything. I'd rather build it up and just let everything be mine. If I blow in music, I want it to be all mine,
Mm.
nobody else.
I like that, bro. Well, I wanted to encourage you and share this with you as well. Like, if that's what you really want to do at the end of the day, obviously, I said it the other day. Every man has a plan, right? When it comes to their family, it comes to what they want to do. Now, the good thing now, we're now in 2025. It's not now 99 or whatever, right? Or early 2000s.
Right.
So, like, you have social media, you have ways to be independent if that's what you really want to do, and schedule out, or plan, I should say, map out how you want to do certain things. Because shout out to Jonathan, he was on a couple weeks ago talking about entrepreneurship and things like that. He said there's really no such thing as balance, but more so harmony, right? And picking certain spots. So, for example, let's say your kids, I don't know when their birthdays are, but let's say it's in the summertime, right? You're like, hey, in the summertime, I'm not dropping no music, I'm not doing no shows because the summertime my kids are out of school, and also, I know that's when their birthdays are, right? And hey, for 6 months, I'm not gonna be gone completely, but for 6 months, that's when I am putting in the work. That's when. Now, obviously, like you say, you have to get to that point, right? So
Right.
that is true. You have to get to that point. The good part is for you is you also know a lot of people. You also got a lot of connections. So as you know, a lot of it is about who you know, networking, right? And being true to yourself. Now, obviously, you kind of mentioned it without mentioning is, when you start to elevate in I call it the Hollywood world, certain things they might want to require certain things, and obviously you'll be in position to be like, nah, I'm not with that because if it takes
Right.
longer for me to get to where I need to get to, sure, right? Or if it's one of those things like you said, famous, but your famous could be like one of the dopest artists, my boy Juwan, big fan of his, Currency, right? Currency, you know what Currency is by any chance? No,
No.
Currency was with Lil Wayne like back in the day, but anyways, look him up. Dope dude, literally he talked about this. He was doing music with Lil Wayne and them. Like when Lil Wayne was doing his mixtapes back in the day, like he was bro, Currency was dope. But he was like, I felt like I was a clog in the machine. Like I wasn't being true to myself, talking about guns and so he's like, all I want to do is skate and, little, smoke here, whatever he was into, like that's what he wants to do. So literally, bro, he goes everywhere he wants to go, no entourage, no nothing, because he's not promoting violence, he's not in that light. You know what I mean? And he's still a big enough artist where he's selling shows, but he's also not too big where he's like he's getting mobbed by everybody, if that makes sense.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And
I get
so
exactly what you're saying.
yeah, you know what I mean? And so like look him up whenever you get a chance, bro. Currency's pretty dope. He had like I think he did a collab album with like Wiz Khalifa and stuff like that. Like in the music industry, he's known, bro. Like he's known, he's just not super mainstream, I guess. You know what I mean? But he's enough where again, I know he's making a good living because he has his own clothing brand and different things like that too. So literally, I say all that because shoot, we're in San Antonio, but let's say you big in San Antonio and Florida only, bro. That is a lot of people in San Antonio and Florida. You know what I'm
A
saying?
lot.
If you telling me, if you just told me, you know, 30,000 people in San Antonio and Florida wanted to go to your show, right? And I'm not good at math, so I ain't gonna do the math right now. But let's say it's $40 a ticket, bro. That's pretty good money. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And that's not
Yeah.
including, that hey, you know what? All y'all that support me, you know what? Stream my stuff. You want to buy it? I don't know. It's $8 or something like that. All them $8 for some you just made yourself. No middleman. That's a good living. You know what I mean? You can still walk the grocery store and not be hound. You know what I mean? You can
Yeah.
still be with your kids. So I just wanted to throw that out there just to give you a different perspective. Like a lot of times, excuse me, I think we get so stuck in like the huge picture, like, oh, it has to be this, right? That might not be the plan for God for you, but it's still gonna be somewhere it's impactful. Like, man, your music really, really touched me. Like, dang, D'Angelo, thank you for that, bro. Like, I needed that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But at the same time, you like, oh, dang, hey, thank you. I'm about to finish eating with my kids and my lady right now. You know what I mean? Keep it pushing.
Yeah.
So there's different ways, bro. You can definitely go about it. I feel like, um, because like you said there's different things you have to sometimes do. That's why there's these random artists like Ice Spice and Sexy Red and different just random shoot Fetty Wap for a little bit, right? Like different
Yeah.
artists that literally just boom out of nowhere for a year, then they disappear. But what came with that, right? Like they had that fame and stuff like that, but what did they have to do to get there? Or shoot, they might not even be really making money like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So that's why I say for you, bro, if that's what you want to do, I just want to let you know it is possible. You just have to tailor it towards you. Like for me with social media, I don't like social media. I've told y'all this, y'all that listen to me, y'all know this. I hate social media. So I purposely post Monday through Friday. The weekend I will not post. I will just be with my family. If that hurts me or if it takes me longer, so be it. but I'm gonna make sure I'm true to me. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna be so caught up in, oh, this is what I have to do, this is what I have to do, because I look at like my purpose is bigger than what anyone else is thinking. So at the end of the day, like God's plan for me is bigger than whatever you think. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And that's how I kind of look at it. Um, Shoot, me and the kids just watch Mufasa. I'm actually gonna probably do an episode about that movie just because it has so many hidden gems in that movie. But shoot, even when Mufasa, literally Mufasa's plan was bigger than what Scar had for him and everyone else, which is crazy. But point is like, I just wanted to encourage you with that, bro. Is if that's what you really want to do, definitely do it, but map it out. Like you have a team. Your family is your team. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So even if you don't agree, and you have to be okay with that too. You have to be okay with your lady getting on you like, what are you doing? Like you've been slacking. You can't get defensive. And I'm saying from from a expert, bro. I'm an expert at that. Like, what do you mean I haven't posted? What like what? I just right. You have to be like, okay, this is coming from a place that really supported me. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like they really for me. So if you able to have those real conversations, you good because at the end of the day, I'm a big believer. If you have a strong woman that really supporting what you're trying to do, your dreams and goals, bro, you're gonna succeed. You know what I mean? She going to make sure she going to be right there with you. Hey, the kids is out for the summer. You have to do this show. I know you didn't want to. We coming with you. We
Yeah,
right there
that's
with
yeah, yeah,
you.
that's it for real.
You know what I'm saying? So you in a good place, man. Now, with that being said, man, I wanted to ask you, like, do you ever feel like you ever have to choose between being, I guess, being like, because you said like certain things you'll put in the back burner or you'll kind of forget about because at the end of the day, obviously your kids come first,
Yeah.
rightfully so. But do you ever feel like you're choosing between being the father you want to be and being your true self?
Um. So even with yeah, because
Mm,
like I can sit here and tell myself all these years I knew my true self, but I really didn't
mm,
because when you're in survival mode, you're doing everything that you need to do to make to be safe. So if it means I have to act this way, have to act tough, or I gotta act smart, or I gotta act like a dummy right now. You know what I'm saying?
mm,
Like that's what like I realized living that type of lifestyle, you don't know who you are.
mm,
You truly don't. So it's like me now having my kids and like I told you the other day, like that's the main thing I'm fighting right now. Like I gotta pick and choose. But it's like I don't wanna pick and choose. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah,
now I'm realizing like it's just like I'm finding it fun just truly with my kids. I tell you all the time, like, the little things with my boys, like, yeah, that boy, he jumped a little higher today, man. Like little things like that, make me happy. So it's like
yeah,
I'm really fighting. I'm fighting for that. I'm fighting to keep that. I'm fighting to let that be my like that's me. And I realize that is me being a motivational person. Like you see how I am at work, man. I try to motivate everybody. Little things, man. I'd be happy. Like, yeah, Sean, I see your points went up, boy.
yeah,
Yeah, boy, points looking nice. Like that's just me, man. I'm trying to find and seek that more. Like
yeah.
find where that take me. That little
Mm.
drive for motivation, being a speak like a spokesman person. Like I want to find where that take me. Honestly,
I like that. So then, how do you deal with that, bro? How do you deal with when that self doubt wants to creep up, or that voice of, "No, you shouldn't do that," or "No, you should play it safe." Like, how do you kind of deal with that, bro? Or is it something like you said you just kind of still trying to maneuver through all that?
I just I don't like I said I don't miss no opportunity. So if it's an opportunity for me to be, I want to say like a leader and like speak up and use that like that tool, I do it.
Mm, mm,
Cause like yeah, at the moment it may feel uncomfortable to me, but I'm realizing as much as more I do it, it's just starting to be second nature. Like I'm not gonna put no names, but at work, like I speak to this certain person, like, and I find myself like motivating that person. I realize like how that person worked now from how that person was working before. It wasn't like the person never could work. It's
mm.
confidence.
Yeah,
So all it is confidence. And if nobody's ever pushing that confidence in you, you would never be able to find it. And I'm realizing that with him, like me doing it with him, it worked. That's a
Yeah.
grown man. It's a grown
Yeah.
man at the end of the day. Not saying men is not supposed to be able to be taught something, but that's a grown man, and that's
Yeah.
what I needed. That's what I lacked in. That's what a lot of these kids in the streets lack in. They pick up a
Yeah.
gun because they don't got no confidence in themselves. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? They go robbing people because all right, the cool average kid don't work. I seen this one clip say you'd rather go to jail for 20 years than work 8 hours a day.
wow.
Like stuff like that, like really made me like, wow, man. Like I want to help these young kids. There's not a lot of young kids like me that's gonna sit there and watch other people and say, okay, I'm not gonna do that because this is how he end up in jail. Other kids gonna be like, no, that's cool. I want to be like that. I want to. Matter of fact, I want to do it better than him. I want to get away with it. And then you do something that's 10 times worse, and like you
Mm,
stuck in for jail for the rest of your life. Like there's not a lot of kids that's gonna think that way how I think. So I
yeah.
want to actually help kids think that way. I feel like
Mm,
helping kids is way more important than personally how I feel.
yeah. No, I like that, bro. I definitely agree with what you're saying because I feel like a lot of times, as man, as people, shoot, a lot of times, right, we don't have life spoken into us enough. You know what I mean? And so that's what I feel like you talking about as well. Is like that's why I try to be positive. I always try to encourage, as well, just because you never know what someone's going through. You never know the doubt that they're going through, and so even for you, bro, like you've been doing a good job with that, and I would say just continue to surround yourself with positive people. As you get older, I feel like your circle gets smaller. At least for me, that's been the case. Where there's two, three people I can really, really talk to
Yeah,
about certain stuff, right? And I know it's not gonna be no judge. I know it's not gonna be no type of issues like that, right? And um, unfortunately, we do have certain people where you're like, man, I've known this person for, 15 years. And all of a sudden they switched up on me. And you might meet someone that, you only met for like 2 years. You're like, man, I could trust them with anything. Like, and they're gonna give me that real conversation, that thing that I need to, even when I don't agree with them, like they're gonna give me that real talk. So
yeah.
just continue to surround yourself with people that's gonna encourage you, bro, and speak life with you, and I think you do that, bro, you'll be fine. So I want to ask you then, what does we said all those things? What does success look like for you as an maybe an artist, as a father, and obviously more importantly as a man?
Sit back, watch my kids live life.
Mm,
That's I felt like I felt like I lived life fast. So I seen a lot of things. I done did a lot of things. Um, by the time I'm 40, like stuff like I want to sit back and watch my kids live life. Like that. That's all I really like. I don't know. Like a lot of people tell me like the way I think is way older, but it's like
yeah.
I done did it all. I party. I done been around. I live in Miami. Everybody look like artists. $100,000 is there. You done seen it before. Like I done seen it. I done seen it. Success for me is sitting back, watching my kids be in college. They
Mm,
have a home to come back to that's paid off. By the time they come back, daddy and mommy gonna be in another house doing what they have to do, teach them wealth, sell that home, or let somebody rent the home. Like that's my success, man. Just
I like that, man.
that's really
No.
it. Music, as in music.
Mhm.
If it end up being a hobby, it don't matter. As long as I'm still making music, that's all I care about.
Mm, I like that, bro. So I'll close out with two questions for you. The second to last question is, what's something you feel like you learned about yourself, or something that maybe surprised you during all these transitions when you look back, from unfortunately, like your dad being sent back, obviously your brother being gone for a little bit, you're moving from Florida to San Antonio, the music, right? Just all these different transitions. Having, because you have two sons, so your first son and second son, right? So all these different transitions that just continue to happen. Like, what would you say? I guess is something you learned about yourself, or the biggest surprise for you.
Um, my commitment wasn't like I thought I was a committed person, but I wasn't.
Mm,
I did a lot of things because I was good at it. I did a
mm,
lot of things because, as a regular, probably regular average kid, it'll probably have them take them 2, 3 years of practice to learn that.
mm,
I was able to do things quicker. So it's like instead of me working for it, I do it. That
yeah.
caused me to end up by the time these kids get older, I'm still not working for it, and it caused me now to get like put down on myself. Like, yeah, why I'm not there?
Mm,
I'm not committed. I'm not committed. Did music started off good right when I started. I didn't finish because I wasn't fully committed. So I'm realizing I'm jumping in all these different things. I did boxing too, and
mm,
I wasn't fully committed. So it
mm,
was just my commitment, man. I wasn't committed in a lot of things. I was just doing things because I was good at it.
mm.
So,
No, that's good, bro. That's good. So, um, that's something I think some people could definitely relate to and understand. Now, my last question is, what would you say to other young men that's in transition, especially being maybe torn between certain responsibilities and their passion, or being torn between trying to get that money because like you said, especially when you're young, the mindset is just strictly just get this bread. And growing up, shoot, Florida or Cali, like where I'm from, right? Like, as
yeah,
you know, it's everything's fast, right? Like we gotta get the money next. Okay, yeah. Oh man, you got 10K, cool, but now I gotta get more money over here, right? So like,
right.
what would you say to basically your generation, bro? What would you say to them, the young men that are trying to figure things out?
Um, don't feel weird to be different.
Mm,
It's not weird. It's not weird to be walking around with AK-47s and then you change your life and say, hey, I want to live like a regular Samaritan. It's not weird. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody have a wake up call. Everybody realize things. So I just say, hey, it's better to be it's better to be comfortable while everybody else uncomfortable. And what I mean by that, you are what you call the red thumb or green thumb sticking out. It's okay to be that. Don't be what everybody else doing because you see how everyone else fail.
mm,
It's okay to fail different,
mm,
and that may fly over people's head. But a hood person fail, you go to jail, you end up dying. An average regular person fail is you just broke. I'd rather go through do that than losing my life or in jail for the rest of my
mm,
life. So it's okay to be different. It's
mm,
okay to fail differently. It's okay to be with $50 and he got 50 racks.
mm,
It's okay. It's all right. At least you're given another chance.
mm.
So
Uh,
give yourself a chance, and rather than giving yourself no chance.
mm. Well, I'll even piggyback off what you said. It's easier for those that's listening. It's easier to replace money. It's not easy to replace time. You can't replace time. So if you're in jail, you're losing time. If you're dead, your time was cut short, right? But money, you can always get money. That's one of the easiest things to get is money. Now, obviously, yes, is there a certain amount of money you want to get? Of course, but money is easy to replace, right? It's just figuring out how to go about it the correct way, right?
In the correct
Um,
way.
Now, with that being said, bro, I appreciate you being on the course. Is there anything, man, you want to plug or let the people know about, maybe with the music or anything else you got going on, man, that you want to share with the people?
No, I am gonna be dropping music again. Um, it's just something I love doing. I've been in and out. Like I said, I haven't been fully committed. So this year, I'm pushing myself to be fully committed. Just going hard because I'm not right now. All I'm doing is watching the boys grow up. So I want to do a little something while the time comes. Cause once them boys play ball, football, I'm done. I'm done. But nah, man, I'm be dropping a album soon called Ghetto Reverend. I told you I'm always trying to be different. I'm always trying to
Yeah,
preach. So
I
so it's
love it.
gonna be called Ghetto Reverend. Most likely have 14 songs on there,
Okay,
and so everybody just be ready. You know, I go by the name Vulture D Man, VULCHA underscore DMAN D Man. Y'all look me up. Y'all find me. You know, I really spit the real music, man. I don't spit all that money, girls, and that's what you want. I understand, man, but I spit truth, man. Real pain where everybody can understand. Everybody go through pain, but everybody don't got money.
true, true. No, definitely, and definitely, y'all. I'm gonna try to get some of the, even though it's not out yet, y'all. I'm gonna still try to get the YouTube and all that stuff, just so when it does drop, y'all can check out his stuff, man. And I always like to give, I always like to give the flowers, bro, to the guests. So again, man, appreciate you for being on. Appreciate you, bro, for being different too. You know what I mean, and setting the bar for your kids and having that mindset. To have the mindset you have, bro, is amazing, right? And it reminds me a lot of myself, to be honest. So, um, I just want you to keep being you, bro, and understanding that the things, the mistakes, the things you made before definitely doesn't define you. Matter of fact, it gets
Right,
asked for your story, you know what I mean? And now you can share that with your kids, or whoever you come across and encourage them. So just thank you, bro, for as a shoot, even though you young, bro, you definitely, like you say, you're encouraging people at your job or probably your neighbors, whoever you come across, bro, because at the end of the day, just from our conversations, I know you're one of those people that don't feel like you know it all. Don't take everything. You don't get defensive to everything, right? You're willing to learn. Okay,
right.
where's this coming from, right? And so that alone, bro, that mindset is gonna get you super far, And so again, man, I appreciate you, bro, and your family is definitely blessed to have you. Keep being the husband, the father, the man that you are, bro. Like, don't change it. Keep being you. Just keep growing and understand that you don't know everything, and that's okay. And what you don't know, you can find out, right? And that's why I tell my
Yes, sir.
kids, I don't know, but I will try my best to find out, or I will find someone that I know that I can trust that's going to give me the real information so I can give it back to you, right? And so, yeah, bro. So again, man, I appreciate you. Real talk, man. Real talk.
I appreciate you, man, having me on here, man. It's a blessing to be on here. This is the first step, man.
Yeah.
This is the first step for me, man.
Oh,
Getting
definitely.
back into really wanting to like help out the kids and stuff like that, man. This is the first step, man.
No, definitely, bro.
So this is we only going up, man. Only going up.
Yeah, man, I'll be able to look back like, yeah, I had him on the pod, you know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, man, but with that being said, y'all, like always, like always, you don't have to be perfect, but you always have to be present. I'll see you guys on the next one.